everybody. Today we are going to talk about foreshortening. Now, foreshortening is a word we haven't talked about yet, and it goes with perspective. So we know that a perspective drawing is when something moves back into the distance. Everything gets smaller as you go back into the distance. It makes it look three-dimensional. This is one-point perspective, so you have your vanishing point that all your lines go to, and they disappear back there. Foreshortening goes with that, but we're talking about an object. So if something was facing right towards us, like an animal, its head's going to be very large as it's closer on the paper, and then its body behind it is going to look smaller. So that is what we're going to work on today. Now, we are going to draw a cow and a little farm in the distance. So make sure you draw light, because we are going to do a little bit of erasing today. Yeah, we're ready to go. So the first thing we are going to do, we're going to mark kind of the center of our paper. So if you put your finger right here in the middle, about where that is, we're going to draw a little line starting there, and then a little one coming over to about halfway in between the middle and this side. All right, so you're going to just draw a little line that goes across. Mine curves up just slightly. Yours doesn't have to. And then what we're going to do is we are going to come down, in a little bit, and back out. And then on this side, we're going to come down, in a little bit, and back out. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line that comes up, down, and back up. It's a very, very subtle little curve, just a tiny bit of one. All right? And we're going to come down. Now this line here is going to be just slightly shorter than this one up here. So I'm just going to come down just slightly like this. Now I'm going to draw a line straight across, but I want to stop when I get about just past halfway. All right? I'm going to draw the tongue of my cow. So I'm going to start down below this line. I'm going to draw a diagonal line that comes up. It's going to touch there. If it overlaps a little bit, that's why I told you to draw light, so you can erase it. It's going to curve. It's going to come way down below that and kind of wrap around and go back up to this line. There's a little bit of space here, as you can see. Okay, then I'm going to start, I might bring this line down just a little bit if I need to. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to draw a line that follows kind of this curve, so it just comes up like this. If you need to adjust some of those lines, erase some, you can. I know it looks a little goofy right now, but hang in there. All right, don't do any major erasing until the end, and you can kind of see what we're doing. So now, what I want to do, from here, I'm just going to bring a line up that kind of comes up at a diagonal and meets there, okay? And then inside of that is another little line that goes like this, okay? Now we're going to add the eyes and nose and ears for our cow, so you can kind of start to see what's going on here. So on this part here, this space here, you're going to draw like a teardrop shape that's upside down. So it's kind of like a circle with a point on the bottom. And same on this side. And you can color that in black if you want, with marker, Sharpie, colored pencil, just your regular pencil is fine too. You can decide how you want to color it at the end, or paint, whichever you decide. I'm just going to fill it in there. Okay, so now I'm moving up to the eyes here. So I'm going going to start here on the side, and I'm going to come in, I'm towards the top of this shape here. I'm going to come in and kind of make a football shape. Same on this side. Okay. And then inside of that you can make a smaller circle. You can color the outside of that black. I'm just doing it very quickly so you don't have to sit here and watch me color. Okay, then I'm going to add some ears. So here on the side, I'm going to come out and a point, and then kind of come back down. This side here too, come out to the side like this, and then you can add the smaller shape on the inside. Okay, so I have my cow's head. Now I'm going to start drawing the body. Now the body is going to be much smaller than that head because it's going to be further back into the distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here at this ear, about halfway back. I'm going to come down and I'm going to draw kind of a curved line that comes and runs into the halfway point of this shape here. All right. Then I'm going to add a leg. That leg I don't want all the way out here. I want it right here in the middle of this line. So I'm going to come down and I'm not going to go past this line. I don't want my leg to be very long. It's only going to come down to about where that bottom of the mouth is. It's going to come over just slightly and then back up. You can add a hoof there on it. Then the front leg is going to start here on that corner. Going to come down just below this one, cross, and then back up, kind of runs into that mouth. You can draw the hoof on that also. And then I'm going to draw a tail. So I'm going to start here on the center of this curve. I'm going to curve, make like a backward C, curve, and then add a little swishy tail like this. I'm also going to add some spots on my cow, so it's just a organic shape there. I might add a little one here. You can color those black, brown, white, whatever you want. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little line on my cow's nose here. Just an organic shape there. All right, so now we're ready for our background. So I'm going to draw, my horizon line is going to be up here above my cow. So I'm just going to draw like a hilly line there. Maybe bring this a little bit lower like this. Now you can decide what you want to put back here. I'm going to put like a winding road here. And because that's going back into the distance, I'm going to make sure that it gets wider as I get closer to the foreground, okay? If you want to add like a fence along there, you can. If you just want to put like just grass, it'll be taller here, closer to your foreground. And then if you wanted to add more grass, it'll be smaller back here, really small way back there. You can add a barn back here in the distance, if you like. Whatever kind of details you want to do on this. Trees, whatever you want. Just make sure that anything that goes back here is quite a bit smaller than your cow, because you want to make sure that you're showing that distance. You can put mountains, you can put a city way in the distance, whatever you decide you want to do. But the most important thing is that things get smaller as they move back into the distance. Then you can trace and color or paint however you like. And that's it.